Tunisia's national football team is one of African football's most consistent and quietly influential sides. Known as the Eagles of Carthage, the team represents far more than a group of players in red and white. It represents a country with deep Mediterranean, Arab, African, and North African identity, all expressed through football. The nickname connects modern Tunisia to the ancient city of Carthage, one of history's great powers, while the eagle symbol suggests pride, vigilance, and ambition. On the pitch, Tunisia has often been defined less by spectacle and more by structure, disciplined defending, tactical patience, and the ability to remain competitive across generations. While some national teams rise suddenly and disappear, Tunisia has built its reputation through repeated qualification, regional success, and regular appearances on the biggest stages. The team is controlled by the Tunisian Football Federation, often abbreviated as the TFF. Internationally, Tunisia competes under FIFA at the global level and under the Confederation of African Football, or CAF, at the continental level. It is also part of regional football structures such as the Union of North African Football and the Union of Arab Football Associations. These affiliations matter because Tunisia's football identity is shaped by several competitive worlds at once. It faces African opposition in World Cup qualifying and the Africa Cup of Nations, North African rivals in intense regional contests, and Arab teams in tournaments that carry cultural as well as sporting meaning. This layered competitive environment has helped Tunisia develop a style built for difficult matches, hostile atmospheres, and narrow margins. Tunisia's visual identity is simple but symbolic. The home kit is primarily white, while the away kit is red, reflecting the colors of the Tunisian flag. These colors are instantly recognizable to supporters and connect the team to national pride every time it enters the pitch. Since 2001, Tunisia's main home ground has been Hamadi Agribi Stadium in Raids, near Tunis. A national stadium is not just a venue. It becomes the stage where qualification campaigns, rivalries, celebrations, and disappointments are stored in public memory. For Tunisia, Raids has become the modern home of the Eagles of Carthage, a place where the crowd expects control, resilience, and results. The stadium helps turn international football from a sporting event into a national gathering. Tunisia's modern football story gained momentum after independence. Their first match after independence came against Libya, and Tunisia won 4-2. That result was more than just a scoreline. Newly independent countries often use sport to establish visibility and confidence on the international stage, and football quickly became one of the easiest ways for Tunisia to project itself to the region and the world. Early matches helped build the national team's identity and gave supporters a shared sporting symbol. Over time, the team moved from regional competition toward continental and global ambition. The path was gradual, but Tunisia's early success showed that the country could compete beyond its borders and helped lay the foundation for later breakthroughs in African football. The defining global breakthrough came at the 1978 FIFA World Cup. Tunisia qualified for the tournament as Africa's only representative, a significant achievement at a time when African teams had far fewer opportunities on the world stage. In their opening match, Tunisia defeated Mexico 3-1, becoming the first African and Arab team to win a match at the FIFA World Cup. That victory carried enormous symbolic weight. It proved that teams from Africa and the Arab world could do more than merely participate. They could win, compete, and challenge established football nations. Even though Tunisia did not go deep into that tournament, the Mexico victory became a historic marker, remembered not only by Tunisians but by African football as a whole. Since that breakthrough, Tunisia has become a familiar name in World Cup qualification. The team has qualified for the FIFA World Cup 7 times, which places it among Africa's regular global representatives. Tunisia's World Cup history has often been frustrating because deep tournament runs have remained elusive, but qualification itself is a demanding achievement. African qualifying is notoriously difficult, with long travel, varied climates, emotional home crowds, and very little room for error. Tunisia's repeated appearances show an ability to manage pressure over months of competition. The team's global reputation is therefore built on reliability. Even when Tunisia is not considered a favorite at the World Cup, opponents know they are facing an organized, experienced, and tactically serious side. Tunisia's strongest long-term record may be in the Africa Cup of Nations. The team has qualified for the tournament 22 times and holds the record for the most consecutive appearances, qualifying for every edition from 1994 through 2025. This consistency is remarkable because the Africa Cup of Nations is one of the most unpredictable international tournaments in world football. Strong teams can fall early, conditions vary from edition to edition, and regional rivalries often create tense matches. Tunisia's ability to keep appearing shows institutional strength, a reliable talent pipeline, and a football culture accustomed to continental competition. The Eagles of Carthage may not always dominate headlines, but year after year, they remain present, competitive, and difficult to eliminate. The high point of Tunisia's Africa Cup of Nations story came in 2004, when the country hosted and won the tournament. Winning a continental title at home is a unique kind of pressure. The crowd expects celebration, but the players must manage the weight of national expectation with every match. Tunisia succeeded, lifting the trophy and confirming its place among Africa's champions. That victory also qualified the team for the 2005 FIFA Confederations Cup. Although Tunisia was eliminated in the group stage of that tournament, participation itself reflected the status earned by becoming African champions. The 2004 title remains a central chapter in the team's identity because it combined home advantage, national pride, and continental achievement in one unforgettable campaign. Tunisia's success is not limited to the Senior Africa Cup of Nations. The team also competed in the African Nations Championship, a tournament restricted to players active in their domestic leagues. Tunisia qualified twice and won the title in its first appearance in 2011. That achievement matters because it points to depth inside the local football system, not just players based abroad. National teams often rely heavily on stars from European clubs, but a strong domestic base gives a country more tactical options and continuity. Tunisia has also competed in the FIFA Arab Cup 3 times, winning the inaugural edition in 1963 and finishing second in 2021. These results reinforce Tunisia's role across African, Arab, and regional football landscapes. Individual players have also shaped Tunisia's national team story. Radi Jaidi holds the record for most appearances, with 105 international matches. A player reaching that number represents more than longevity, it means years of trust, repeated selection, physical durability, and leadership through different squads and tournaments. On the scoring side, Issam Djima is Tunisia's all-time top scorer with 36 goals. Goals at international level are difficult because national teams have limited time together and often play cautious matches where chances are rare. Djima's record shows the value of a reliable finisher in a team that often wins through discipline rather than chaos. These records give supporters names to attach to eras, memories, and national milestones. Tunisia reached its highest FIFA Men's World Ranking in April and May of 2018, when it climbed to 14th. Rankings are imperfect, but they still reflect sustained results over time, especially in qualifying and competitive fixtures. Reaching 14th placed Tunisia among the most respected teams in the world during that period and confirmed its strong standing in African football. The team's lowest ranking was 65th in July 2010, showing that Tunisia has experienced dips as well as peaks. That contrast is important. National teams are never static. Generations change, coaches rotate, tactical ideas evolve, and confidence can rise or collapse. Tunisia's broader story is about recovering from lower points and returning to a stable competitive level. One of Tunisia's most striking recent achievements came during qualification for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. On October 13, 2025, Tunisia became the first team in history to qualify for a World Cup without conceding a goal. That statistic perfectly captures the team's modern identity. It is not just about winning matches, it is about control, concentration, and defensive organization across an entire campaign. A single mistake, set piece, or lapse in focus can ruin a clean sheet record, especially in international qualifiers. To complete the journey without conceding shows collective discipline from defenders, midfielders, goalkeeper, and coaching staff alike. For the Eagles of Carthage, it was a new kind of milestone, not flashy, but historically rare and deeply representative of Tunisia's football DNA. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more explainers.